Eventually, maybe. Yeah. Good afternoon. Sorry, we're still in the morning. How you doing, everybody? It's me, San Martin, on the scene. And guess what I'm doing?
Hanging out with
Again,
me.
hanging out with this beautiful person. But you're going to have to wait for it because that's just how we do it. So stay tuned. You're going to want to be here for Oh my gosh. As always, I am doing something that is actually making something happen in our community. And once again, we love to bring people on. So if you guys are out there and you guys want to do something here with me, let me know. Get in my DMs right now and we'll go ahead and hook you up. But this one right here is the best one yet because it does a lot for our community. Without further ado, tell everybody who you are and what makes you famous.
Well, I'm not sure I'm famous, but I am the Director of Marketing, Julie Pfluger, for Prescott Area Shelter Services. And I'm here to talk a little bit about some of our upcoming events. Our tea, of course, we are close to being sold out. And our prices go up this weekend. So on the 23rd. So please get in and get your tea tickets. I'll talk a little bit about
it. Your
Yeah.
tea tickets.
So this is it's our 13th annual afternoon tea. It's going to be held at the center on Rosser, and we completely sold out last year, a month in advance, and we're close to being sold out. We're going to have catering by Goods from the Garden, who's one of our amazing sponsors and supporters, and then Copper King Jazz Band is going to be playing for us.
Oh, is that where you got the word jazzing it up?
That's where we got the word jazzing it up to support women and children. So that's what the shelter does. We were founded in 2007 and in the basement of a church. And in 2009 went to our present location, which is in the heart of Prescott.
Who founded it?
It was a group of board members who just saw the need, and it was a test run. And Carmen Frederick, who's our executive director, came on early in the planning, but they just saw the need and they said, let's test it and see if we can sustain this, if we can fund this. And the shelter gets no state or federal funding. So everything is a community. And thank you to all of you who wrap your arms around our shelter and the women and women with children. It's now a 26-bed facility. And when you came by for our open house, and we will have an open house planned again this year, but San Martin came by for the open house and we were able to tour it. And we do have a video on our website, which is prescottshelters.org. So you can check it out. And we're always happy to set up a time to tour. We keep office hours Monday through Friday from 9 to noon and accept donations as well for the women in the shelter.
Okay, so when I went to visit, I knew about PASS, but I didn't actually go and see PASS. And sometimes when you're dealing with nonprofits, sometimes it's kind of like on a secret level, you're trying to keep everybody protected. But when you guys did the actual open house, I took advantage to go check it out. And walking into this is one of the biggest thing for me. It was humbling, not because of how it was all set up. It was more or less like it was humbling because of what you guys do for who you do it for. Let's talk a little bit about what type of people or things that are occurring that get anybody in that home.
So I like to call it a tsunami. And it can be anything from a single mom gets in a car accident, has very limited insurance. Maybe she only has liability insurance. The car's totaled, has no way to get another car, is having trouble getting back and forth to work. Then she gets fired, but the landlord would still like his payment. And meanwhile, she's having trouble paying for daycare for her child. And, the storm just gets bigger. And she needs to take a time out, gather her thoughts, figure out how to put the next foot forward. And when people think about a shelter, immediately they go to, if they'd have made those decisions. Sometimes you can't help it. They just come at you. And we listen to each. We have a case manager who's amazing. Thank you, Daniel, for all that you do. But she sits down with them and figures out, is it a medical issue? Is it a financial issue? Is it decisions. Now let's put that in our rearview mirror and focus on the big windshield in front of us. We do career classes and financial classes. Sometimes it's a relationship that goes bad and somebody else gets to keep the apartment or the house, and the woman and child or children are thrown out.
This is one of the okay. So once again, that's where the humbleness came from. I'm like, oh my gosh. But I like the program because it's not enabling them to sit on their tail. Woe is me. The program is set up to get up, let's go, let's get out there, get your job, go look for jobs, and then our goal is to get you in and get you on your feet. How long is an average person stay in the home?
So unless there's extra circumstances, it's 90 days, and it's an emergency shelter. So we come in, get you stabilized, and our case manager meets with each adult once a week and says, okay, last week you said you were going to get an ID and you were going to apply for 3 jobs and you were going to look at a car.
So you hold them accountable.
And then the next week is like, did you do that? No. And then did you do this? No. Well, what did you do? And then we help them. So maybe there's a little mental health needed. So we get them that help, or we steer them in the direction of that help. We had a 73-year-old woman who moved to Prescott with her dying husband. And he passed away. She'd never worked a day in her life. She was 73, had never filed for Social Security, didn't have a government ID. They'd lived in a ranch and moved here because they thought they had family that would take care of them. But the family, they were grieving too. And she was homeless at 73 and needed a hip replacement. So she did spend a little longer time with us, but we got her on Social Security. We got her medical help, and to get the hip replacement, she had to have a lot of dental work. So we work with each of our guests to design a plan that's customized to them, to their situation.
Well, I mean, and that's just one topic or conversation in general. So there's a variety, just as you said, that issues, decisions, things, and I think the word tsunami is probably the best word, because sometimes when you feel the wrath of just the world coming down on you and you feel like there's no help whatsoever, this is the awesomeness. I felt very good walking in this place. So that's why I wanted to step up for the Jazzin' It Up Festival, Tea Pate this year, because I want to make something happen. So how does anyone get involved with you, and how does anybody help participate with helping out this amazing program?
So there are lots of ways to participate. We have folks who donate, bring spring cleaning, go through your closet, think of young mothers, working mothers. And so you have to be 18 to be in our program, but they're 18 to 80 and all kinds of sizes and shapes. So go through your closet, clean it out. We post on our website, which again is prescottshelters.org, and we have a little laundry list of what we're looking for. Just think 26 people in a building. We need to clean a lot. We need to wash things a lot. And as people, as our guests and their families get a facility to move into, find, maybe 2 of them find that they can connect, 2 of the women, and they move out together, we help get them on their feet. So we just purchased a 4-plex and are in the process of converting it. And then that will be kind of our graduation program, where they'll transition after their stay with us, after being on their feet and ready to go. Then they'll be able to reconnect with their significant others, and we'll have families in these 4-plexes. Yeah. So we're going to be posting out on Facebook, and we're going to be looking for furniture and pots and pans and things, So if you go through your cupboards and you have extras, please share, because it does make a difference in this world.
It does. I mean, okay, so the program itself has been, what year was it?
So we were founded in 2007 and moved to the current building in 2009. Yeah.
And how many people have you served thus far since 2007?
So we have had and supplied, over 2,900 women and children through our program.
That is so cool.
And when you,
I was seeing that was on there on your what you call it
on our website, page, yeah.
It's so crazy.
One of the things that we're the most proud of is we have an 81% rate of converting people from homelessness to permanent housing. And very rarely, every once in a while, somebody's tsunami will come back and get them and they will return to us, but it's very, very seldom. People go on to live productive lives in our community and give back. Many of our volunteers are people who have been through our program.
Oh wow,
And
that's so
they
cool.
come and they volunteer. So we have lots of volunteer opportunities as well as donating. We are part of the Arizona tax credit program and certified as a 501c3. But just supporting, telling your friends about us, posting on Nextdoor, posting on Facebook, Instagram, sharing the news. And if you see somebody with something that they're trying to donate, where do I give this to? Give it to us. We don't let anything go to the dump. If it's not the right size for our current group of guests in house, we pass it on. We share and work with the other communities here and the other organizations.
So, just so if anybody's out there and you need these services, what can they expect? How long is a wait, and can you help out in any shape or form if they were to call today?
So we do not want a friend of a friend of a friend who thinks a friend may need it to call. You're tying up our team. We want to talk to the person who's ready to take the next step to becoming not homeless and moving on to getting back on the path to being a community supporter in life.
Yeah.
So we want to talk to the individual, the parent, the mom. Obviously we don't want to talk to the kids, and then we do a full intake form, and they need to be ready to be committed. There are rules in the shelter. You saw a lot of them posted, but if you can just imagine, you've been sleeping in your car for a month. Your world seems pretty hopeless. You don't know when your next shower is going to happen, your next hot meal is going to happen. The gas station is great for snacks, but it's not what you should be existing on. And we bring you in and we tell you, oh, you're going to have to do chores, and you have to make your bed, and you have to shower, and you have to be out of our shelter by 8:30 every morning, and you can come back at 5:30. And they're like, oh, thank God, there's going to be a roof over my head. I will be safe tonight. Mm-hmm. I will have a hot shower, a hot cup of coffee. I will be safe tonight. And so then the next day they wake up and they're like, oh, what was that lady telling me last night? It was hitting them so hard. So we do have the rules posted and the chore board posted, and all of our beds are numbered, and then the towel rack is numbered. So it makes good logical sense. It reminds me of a high school dormitory.
Yeah. And I feel like everybody that comes in there should be kind of like, very grateful to the point where like, hey, I'll do whatever it takes. Thank you so very much. Let's talk a little bit about one of these. This actual picture that we're putting up on here, Prescott Women's Magazine. What is this all about?
So we were delighted that Prescott Women's Magazine chose to feature the pass in our shelter and the 4 women that support the shelter in the December-January magazine. And there's a wonderful article in there about us and what we do and some of the statistics. You can also find them on our website and some of them on our Facebook page as well.
That is so cool. So shout out to the Prescott Women Magazine.
And to Bree, she's amazing.
Bree. Okay, so you gave me, this is kind of funny. Everybody out there, I never take notes, but I love these. These are so amazing. You're like talking points. I need you to be in my life. You need to be in my team. This is what you're going to do today.
All right. That's right. Organization.
Okay, how can our community support pass?
Attend our tea. Mm-hmm. Tell everybody you know about our tea, and you will find it on our Facebook. It is on Saturday, April 22nd. Tickets are close to being sold out. It's from 2 to 4:30. It's a lot of fun. We have wine, a fun specialty drink, a jazz band. Everybody gets to visit. We also do a short 10-minute presentation. We'll have 2 of our guests speak about what PASS means to them and how it's changed and turned around their lives. So it is touching, very humbling, as you say. But it's an amazing way to give back and support the organization. As I said, we're also involved in the tax shelter credit. So if you are like me with receipts all over your desk, It's
No,
time
not
to
me.
it's time to think about making that Arizona tax credit donation, and it's $400 for somebody filing single and $800 for a couple, and you get 100% of that back. So if you need help with it, we also have a financial class coming up on the 30th of the month, and then again in April, and it talks about how you can put your tax dollars to use and not let them head out the door in that giant envelope.
Yes, so
So
amazing. This is one of the coolest things ever. And once again, ever since you guys gave me a tour, it made me feel a little bit more drawn to helping out with this awesome, awesome nonprofit organization. And it's located here in Prescott, Arizona, just FYI. You can't give the directions, can you?
sure, yeah, we are
It's
half a block.
It's on the things.
We're half a block from Yavapai in the heart of Prescott. We do not take in anybody in a current abuse situation because we do share our address, and we aren't a hidden secret. We want more people to know about us, but that doesn't mean that there wasn't some abuse in the past. And again, when we do our intake and we sit down with a potential guest, we find out, are we the fit for them? Or do we need to partner with one of the other organizations in town to be a better fit? So we accept donations. If you'd like a tax receipt, you need to come between 9 and noon, Monday through Friday. If you're just dropping it off, you can certainly leave it on our covered porch. And if you have an address, we'll mail you a receipt, but with our things. And again, we're constantly looking for cleaning products and feminine hygiene products. So
you actually have something on your website right now that says what $50 does. Let me go ahead and put that up real quick so you guys can go ahead and see just a minimal amount can actually really do a lot for this amazing service. So $28 gives shelter and all of your support programs, including case management, to one guest for a night, which is really cool because that does help out. $50 will supply the shelter with toilet paper for at least 2 months. That's a really good deal right there. Sponsors, $100 sponsors 10 days of shelter for one person. 1 day can change the life of a person, and that's factual. You guys have sent me a little what do you call it? A written note from one of your guys' guests, and now I was actually heartfelt. I read one before. I don't know if you guys saw that. So $400 will supply shelter to the full dorm of guests for a week, along with staff support, the resources and supplies needed, and a warm and safe environment. $500 will support a family for 1 month through our transitional housing program. $1,000 helps out one family, or 2 single women obtain permanent housing. So it's very minimal, but it's also a great impact to help keep and get the community back up on their feet, the ones that are in need.
And if you're out shopping and you're grabbing a large, oversized bottle of lotion and you're thinking, how am I ever going to go through this? And it's taped to a second large one, just drop one off for us. You know, you don't need to have those cabinets with maybe I'll get through the lotion or I'll get through the shampoo. You can drop one, you keep one and drop one off.
Hoarder. If you're a hoarder, I'm just kidding. If you're a hoarder out there and you want to go ahead and get rid of some stuff, this is a great way to do it.
Hand soap, Lysol, all of those sorts of things.
Well, that's a pretty big lineup for sure. And once again, let's go over what dates these is actually going to go down.
So our event is Saturday, April the 22nd, 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And it's going to be held at the Center on Rosser Street.
And if you don't know what that means, it was the Adult Center. Now it's called the Center.
Right. And it's a happening place. And thank you to Kathy and her team over there. But Copper King Jazz Band is going to be playing. Catering is by Goods from the Garden. We will have a hat or costume contest, raffle drawing, silent auction, live auction. So putting that all together. And
what's the attire?
The attire is spring dress, business casual, preferably no jeans. You can go as vintage as you'd like. You look really good in flowers and a hat.
Let's go. I'll put it in my beard.
That's right. Jazzing it up to support women and children. And we hope that you'll come and attend
and
give us our support. That's right.
Oh my gosh, guys. Well, this is what it's all about. Make sure you go and support our local community, especially this one. This one is actually really, really amazing. Not only does it help, but it also gets them back up on their feet so they could actually be an active member of society, which I'm pretty sure that's all they wanted in the first place. So with that, This is all I have for you. Get your business done. It's Monday, and make sure you guys go get those tickets because they're almost sold out. With that being said,
Stay warm this week.
yep. Peace, love. Check you out. Bye-bye.